What's up, everybody? It's Soundwave Spectre here, and got a little different kind of video today. Not gaming content or anything. Um, and how you feel about me or video games or whatever. Just still implore listen here, as I'm genuinely asking for help, not for me, but for this poor little creature here. So if you don't know, haven't been following me, I actually um on the 24th, so not last Sunday, the Sunday before, I was on the way to see John Wick, and I saw a little dog run across the road. And I spent like a half an hour looking for this stray dog. It was because it was on a main road, and I was very worried. And eventually, here, let me pull it up. And eventually, looking in the woods after about a half an hour driving through the the apartment complex nearby, looking around, flashlight in the woods, I found through a little, so the little flash of reflection with my flashlight off there, this little girl's eyes here. This poor little thing, I saw it sitting in the little den, as you can see, way deep in the bushes here. So I spent like probably an hour and a half trying to coax this little girl out. I was so scared to move. I was so scared to do anything, and trying to get a little, try to get some good pictures here of her. As you can see, she was sitting really weird, so I didn't want to make any rash movements or anything. I tried calling. It was on the border of two towns, and so I tried calling both towns, police, fire department, animal control. It was a Sunday night, so no one answered. No one was there. No one pick up. They were like, "Oh, we'll just grab the dog if you want." Um, I thought it was weird that police and fire departments couldn't come if there's no other calls. I mean, like, if the dog runs in the street and causes an accident, they're going to be here anyway. So I thought, like, hey, maybe they'd help out, but they didn't. So sat there another half an hour or so trying to coax this puppy out. I joined a Facebook group, but because I never use Facebook, I didn't know how it even works. So, like, I uploaded pictures. I said, "Hey, if this is your dog, it's here right now. I'm trying to get it out." But the group had like picture approval, so it like took a moment. It took extra time for the picture to get up, so I didn't see people actually even get the message. So I sat there and I tried getting the puppy out. I realized, okay, I got to go home and get some food. So eventually, I ran home. There's another picture of her. See, so she was very far in there, like in this bushes, and like I could have grabbed her, but I could tell she was sitting funny, and I didn't really see how bad she was from these pictures. And I could have reached out and grab it, but like I didn't want to startle her and have her run off to over here where there was a major road, and at this point it was still pretty active. Um, Also, I didn't want to hurt her more. I didn't want to have to grab her and like pull her out, and I was worried. I kind of wanted to coax her out, so I go back. There's another beautiful picture of this beautiful girl. I go back, get some food, the paper plate, and unfortunately, she's gone. At this point, I have two flashlights. I'm looking all over. I did see a possum nearby, so maybe that scared her off. And I went back and I made sure I was very, very kind of loud to make sure that possum didn't come over. And then I left the food right by where she was sitting, put it down there, looked for about 2 more hours trying to find the dog. I don't know where she went. And like by 1 a.m., I called it a quits, went home. I actually watched another guy's Rumble stream and was talking about it. Sophomore John, he's great. Check him out. Anyway, so first thing morning next day, I go there and I was so happy. I had brought a plate of food with me, and she was clearly back in the exact same spot. That must be her den, and she ate the other food. So I planted some more food down there, tried to get her out. She ate the food so fast. I ran home because I didn't expect her to even be there. I don't know. I was silly. I was very upset that she wasn't there the day before. I mean, that she left. So I have expected her to be gone. So I ran home, got food. I got plates. I got a slip collar. I got a harness. I got a leash. I got water, a bowl. I was ready. So I came back, and she was actually like sitting by a fire hydrant waiting for me. It was the cutest thing. The first time she actually was like out of every time, the whole time. She actually like perked her head up and kind of not smiled, but her ears went up a little bit. So, and I call her Mama because that's the only thing she responded to. Everybody else is calling her Cream. That's the name that she's been given. So if I use it interchangeably, I apologize. So I feed her some more, and then I get to actually like get close to her and see just like how bad shape she was. Like she was, you see, she's still sitting weird a little bit, covering that leg, and she's skin and bones. The poor little thing. And so I got her actually to come out a little bit, and she was drinking very, very little. She really didn't drink much. She was mostly hungry, trying to see how she was avoiding that leg. And here's another video when you can see just how skin and bones this dog was. And then you could also see her legs. Her leg. I was trying to get more uh, images of her legs to see how bad she is because I wanted to call animal control because I figured they're the experts, right? Yeah, I will never call animal control like ever again after this experience. Here I'm gonna leave this picture up most of the time because this is the cute picture. This is the less heartbreaking one. Um, so I call animal control. They're on their way at this point. I'm trying to get a good picture so you can see she's got scars on her legs. This is her kind of sitting, kind of giving me the side eye, like why am I still here? When I was waiting for the animal control. So this is how close I got to this dog. I was able to pet her. I was able to get real close to her. She sat with this leg like this. Again, cuts. There were some other lesions a little bit on her other leg, but you couldn't really see from the pictures I took. So yeah, big old cut. We'll go back to the happy picture. So, so I call animal control, and this lady introduced herself as animal control officer, whatever her name was, and I thought that was weird. But anyway, uh, so I'm like, oh hey, she's in here. She's like, step back, please, step back, sir, step back. I thought, I was calling the experts, but no, I called the most unempathetic woman around. She came with like a slip collar that was like literally like this long, and instead of like me, who was already petting the dog, maybe is a liability thing. I don't know. I don't really care. She just starts chasing the dog. She doesn't even, no, come here, no coaxing, no treats, nothing. She just literally starts chasing the dog in the woods. This moron. So here's the main road. There's a patch that these woods are on, and then there was like the apartment complex I mentioned before. Luckily, she chases this dog to the fence and then goes up. So she's chasing this poor dog, and I mean this dog is running, but it's more like hopping because its back legs are so gimped, and it's running up, and then eventually the fence line goes in towards the road, and there is a road railing, right? So to make sure people don't go veer off the road into the woods. And I was running parallel to them, just calling, mama, mama, because that's the only thing she would like look at me at this entire time. And I think at this point I spent like 4 or 5 hours with this dog. So she's like looking over to me, so she kind of trusts me a little bit, I guess. And then she tries to bolt towards the road. Luckily, I was right there, and she was trying to go under the road railing, and I caught her. So again, I caught her, and I just felt like, oh, this poor dog is just skin and bones. Like I felt every individual muscle this dog had. So the animal control officer comes up, and she's like, "Yeah, I got it, thanks." And she puts the slip collar on, lifts the dog over the road railing, tells me to back up, sir, back up. And so I back up, and then she puts the dog down, and then tries to make the dog walk the 150 feet to the truck. And I'm like, the dog is got busted legs. Like, what are you doing? And she was like, the dog was running just fine. And I'm just like, this unempathetic bitch, pardon my French, like, come on. She's just trying to like yank and pull this dog who is very clearly in pain. And then I'm like, she was running because you were chasing it. It wasn't, she's in pain. Like, I'll carry her. The dog, I found out later, was 30 pounds. Like, this is a 2-year-old Amstaff, and it's only 30 pounds, skin and bones. Oh, here you can actually see a little bit some of the lesions that were on its leg. So I don't know what's the status of that. Apparently, right now the dog is in so much pain they can't even look at her legs. But anyway, so Um, so she picks up the dog. Finally, she gives in that it realizes that this dog is not going to move. It's in so much pain. And just the look that that dog gave me broke my heart. Like, I'm so sorry I sent you with this heartless woman. And then she just, yeets the dog into the back of the car, the truck. Um, and in the bed, they have a cage. And, the door opens and the dog's gimped leg got caught in the cage for a second. And she just kind of pushed it in. Um, Terrible. So then I go back to the woods to go pick up my stuff because I had the harness and all that. I didn't want to leave it in the woods. And the officer was like starting to fill out the paperwork anyway. So I get my stuff and I come over to the side of the car and I'm like, oh, where's the dog going? I spent a lot of time when I'm kind of invested in this dog at this point. I'd like to, at least donate and help out. And she rolls down the window, I swear, like Dennis and Dee from Always Sunny when they're buying the drugs or the gun. She cracks it up and just says, a county facility, closes it and looks away. Like, this woman had zero tact, just absolutely terrible. Uh, I would totally lodge a formal complaint if I could find who she was. She was so unempathetic. This is the kind of animal control woman that I guess was too jaded from her job, but maybe stick with dead animal removal or something, because giving her the most benefit of the doubt, she could have caused an accident on the side of the road. Anyway, so she said she was done talking. Eventually, I looked online where all the dog shelters were, and I went to the one I think she was going to. Luckily, it was the first one I thought it was. And they told me they couldn't tell me anything. They said they put my name on file in case I was interested. First, they wouldn't tell me anything, but then I literally showed the pictures. I said, this is exactly where I picked her up, when I picked her up. Here's all the calls I made. So, like, I clearly wasn't uh, a tire kicker or anything. So, eventually, a couple days later, I check in again. They said, "Oh yeah, I'll put your name on the list. I can't tell you anything. She's busted up physically and mentally." And then I contacted them again, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she's going to rescue, but we can't tell you." So legally, apparently, in my state, they can't tell you what rescue they send the dogs to. The logic is gone to me because I had to leap through like leaps and bounds through fiery hoops to figure out where this dog even was going. And all week that was been my project. Luckily, I found some people online on Facebook who have connections. I had to download Facebook and use it for the first time in like 10 years. And luckily, they actually got me in touch with these people. They got me in touch with Dawn, who is in charge of the Black Dog Club, all volunteer based in North Carolina. So amazing. And talking to them, they told me that she's going to need amputation. There's no way that they could save her poor little leg. So, so tomorrow I am going to be driving her to and from her pre-surgical appointment. And Friday, she's going to have to get the surgery to get her leg amputated. That's the only thing they know for now is that. I am very, very interested in adopting this dog, fostering it, whatever is best for it. But I want, honestly, what's best for the dog. I already have my own dog. So if my home isn't a good fit for her, I totally understand. I want this dog to be safe, happy, and healthy. So I am begging anyone who can, who finds it in their heart, to offer prayers and to donate, if whatever they can, if they can, to either this this rescue. It's a non-profit. I'm pretty sure it's a tax write-off if you wish. If you want to donate to me and just say this is for Cream or for Mama, but or the dog, any proceeds from any Rumble stream, I'll put it right towards it. And or tomorrow when I go, I will actually get the exact number needed for this procedure. And I believe you could also donate to the vet. I will put that link in the description when I get that. So any of those, if you would be so kind to find it in your heart to donate, pray for her, anything you can do, I would immensely appreciate it. These people are very, very good people taking care of the dogs here that so many people just throw away for some reason. It's literally unfathomable to me that people do that. Look at this little guy. Look at this little cute. He's got like a little paw print on his nose. Anyway, so please, please, if you find it in your heart, if you can't share it, I guarantee you, however you feel about me or my content or anything, I don't care. Just share this video so I could get this dog some help. Again, I don't want to necessarily adopt this dog. I would absolutely love to. She's sweet. She's gorgeous. I very much am invested in this dog. But if my home isn't the best home, I just want what is best for this dog. And just hoping anybody else can help me. I know I'm donating both, at least doing $500. And I've already committed to being this dog's chauffeur to the hospital, which is going to break my heart because I know she's going to be in pain, but it's got to be done. And well, thanks for watching, guys. I don't ever know how to end my videos on a normal day, so this one is probably the most important video I've ever had to make. So I appreciate you guys sitting through my stumbling, and thank you for doing anything that you do. So, it's always better, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.